Been a little bit since I last uploaded a video, so I wanted to give a channel update, just a quick what's what, and talk about some things that have been happening. So at the end of the last video of the Hardcore Iron Man series, that is, I did I just completed a lot of grinds regarding the requirements for Song of the Elves, and grinding to 70, not that big of a deal, but it was certainly a break from other more enjoyable parts of the game. So I can't say that it was a lot of fun. I decided to kind of take a week or so initially just to unburn, and I tried to plan content for the channel as well. That was the initial plan. I'd say about a week after uploading that video, I started experiencing a lot of health problems. Well, I say a lot. It was really one very specific health problem. Just a lot of it. It caused me to be exhausted every day, and it led to a procedure that went well, and turned up really no information, which is good information. So that's a good sign. I had a short recovery period, made some lifestyle changes, and am doing better. But that was about a month of just dealing with that. Essentially, when I was trying to come up with content ideas, I was having a lot of writer's block, just not a very productive period. I had no motivation to play RuneScape, and I had no motivation to make content, even when I did have ideas. But the channel, to me, is more than just an obligation. It's more than just a project at this point. In my mind, it has sort of taken on a life of its own. I just enjoy interacting with everyone and being able to reach people. And to me, that feels like a bigger purpose than just my interest at the time. So this is devastating to me whenever I can't produce, whenever I can't make myself be productive for the sake of the channel, because it is so important to me. That being said, I started realizing that my lifestyle is not conducive to churning out content. And this was a hard realization to actually come to, because I've already done the damn thing. I've already started this channel, and I've already invested a lot of time into it, as have a lot of you. You've watched the series, you've invested a lot of your own personal hours, and I appreciate that. So it's tough whenever I get to the point that I'm realizing now, after all that is done, that my lifestyle is just not really the best for producing a lot of content. I may have mentioned this before in some of the other videos, I'm not really sure, but some of you know I have children, and one on the way. I work full time, and I'm just tired. On top of all of that, my employer decided to lay off 17% of its workforce on late October. It's the first time I've ever experienced a layoff. And if you've ever experienced a layoff, you know how it upends your current life situation. It upends your current plans. My consistent income was gone. So immediately I went into fight mode, right? I am ramping up my resume. I am making sure that everything's in order, and I'm interviewing. That's a tough thing. If you've ever been on a job search after something like that. With all that in mind, I entered this sort of blue period. I'm not going to call it a depression. I've been there. It wasn't that strong. It was just a period of low motivation, low drive for doing the things that used to bring me joy. All of that is to say, I've been in a rut. I've still been playing video games, including old school RuneScape, doing things like these herbivore runs and my farm runs and things like that. I've just been trying to do things that bring me joy with the little amount of time I have to spend on them, right? So it's about prioritizing and maximizing happiness or minimizing pain. So when you have less time, you don't want to spend that time on a construction grind or mixing secondaries. You want to be able to maximize your enjoyment with the little time that you have. And my only goal during this time was just being present for the family. So that leads me to obviously needing to or wanting to get out of this rut. How do you pull yourself out of a trough? For me, it took a few weeks, but what I realized was I had to go out of my way to make myself do something that I find difficult. And for me, that is pretty much has always been exercise. So I decided just the other day, it was last week, to kind of kick myself out of bed and let's go to a boxing class. I enjoy boxing, always have. Let's get back in the saddle, stop moping around, and try to kick ourselves out of this blue period. And that's what I did. And I've got to say it worked. I find that when I'm having trouble doing anything at all, making myself do something difficult that's difficult to me helps. And I'm not talking about conquering mountains, right? I'm talking about stepping on hills, just doing the everyday stuff. When you make yourself do something difficult, that's difficult to you. Now, what that is going to be different for every person. But when you make yourself do that, it changes something. The everyday thing that you thought was difficult now seems much more manageable, and you have a little bit more energy to tackle the things that you need to be taking care of, because those things still need to be taken care of. You have people that depend on you. Since I kicked myself in the butt and made myself kind of get back to work, get back in the saddle, I've started a new position and I'm looking forward to that. I think it's really promising, and life is slowly returning to quote unquote normal. Thank you again for 500 subscribers. I hope you have enjoyed this update video as much as you can. I know that everyone that follows the channel is looking forward to the next Hardcore Ironman series video. And as you can see, I'm still working on the account and am excited to move forward. So thank you for putting up with this video. Thank you for putting up with my story, so to speak, that I wanted to share with you guys, because it is important to me that you know a little bit about me and know a little bit about what's going on. And join the Discord. Come drop by and give me a shout. I love getting to know everyone, and I love hearing from you. I am 100% dragging out this outro and just babbling on to see if we can get the pet right here. So